So what product is to be made is very carefully defined by what people's needs and wants are. And remember in lecture 1, I told you of the story of the man that did the beautiful wooden carvings. And for 8 weeks I passed that spot and not a single carving was sold. So he was manufacturing these beautiful wooden animals and carved products. Nobody wanted or needed them. He may as well have not wasted his time and wasted his resources, which were the wood and his time. So there's no use in making a product just because you can if no one wants it. Now back to what Louise said in the previous lecture where she asked about the artist and what type of a business does, what category does the artist fit into. And I said it's a manufacturing business because you're taking a blank canvas and you are creating an image on that canvas with paints or whatever the case may be. Now here is the problem with that, is you've got to know that people are going to buy your art. Because if you don't know that people are going to buy your art, what's the point? It's like making clothing. What's the point of making clothing if there's no market for it? So I'd like to suggest with all manufacturing businesses, you need to find the market first. And once you've found the market, then you can go into creating the product. So in many senses, this is the most difficult of the 3 to run. And the product, of course, needs to be affordable to your customers. And often it's this affordability factor that puts a limit and why it makes the business so difficult. And mainly speaking because you need to have quite a few more people in order to make your manufacturing business actually make you money. Because there's only a limited time that you have to physically make your products. I mean, if you look at all 3 business types, which is going to be the most fast moving as far as selling lots of products? Selling lots of your goods. Retail. Products are going to move like this most of the time, especially if it's in those fast retails such as food, clothing to a certain degree. And there's repeat. Am I right in saying that? Because we get hungry every day, so the bread doesn't last for 6 months. If it lasts 6 hours in some houses, you've done extremely well. You have to go and buy more. Next is probably the service business because, especially hair cutting, our hair is growing all the time. So therefore needs to be dealt with. But manufacturing, especially in the example you've just used, Kaya, where if somebody's bought the table, the chances of them coming repeat business on this table is very minimal.
The houses went down.
Yeah, sure. That would be a different story. But that's not the norm in Langisi. So you buy the table once. The only time in the furniture industry where that actually differs a little bit is your bed. But even that, 10 years, 12 years, 15 years later, you're buying the next bed. So therefore you have to have an incredibly lot of customers in order to make money.